What's up, guys? I don't really know how to start this video. Maybe with some context. So, there's a comedian that I follow. His name is Theo Vaughn. And I listen to his podcast pretty regularly. Excuse me. There's going to be some clearing of the throat every once in a while. I'm going to cough and sputter. I apologize in advance. That's kind of the nature of the beast on my end. But hopefully I can maybe edit those out with some nice fun sound bites like Hadoukens or Shoryukens or some wild stuff like that. Anyway, that takes away completely from what I was saying. I called into Theo Vaughn. He's got a hotline that you can call into and just leave your thoughts, ask questions. And I did so, and my question to him and the viewers was pertaining to my life. And what's going on with me is that I'm at the end stage of a lung disease called cystic fibrosis, and I can get into all that some other time. That's not the time for this. I left Theo a call, and he talked about it on his show, and he gave his 2 cents. It was great, and made me laugh a lot, and I really appreciated it. And in doing so, I have yet to read all the comments yet. And the reason why I'm making this video is I actually wanted to kind of film my first reaction, so to speak, to the comments. So while I read them here. And that seems really narcissistic and almost kind of like Golden Globe Academy Award-ish, where it's like, oh, thank you very much for, I have all these people to thank and I don't even know who I'm thanking, right? It's gross to a degree. But there's an intention behind it, and there's a reason why. And it's because I want to give a genuine reaction to these people that have reached out in some form or fashion, because I think that we tend to forget, we tend to take for granted the impact that we might have. So I guess I'm doing this to try to encourage people to say, do these types of things more. You see a homeless guy, for instance, and just smile and wave at him, for instance. That sounds really cliche and a little bit campy, but you just never know. It might just keep giving that person the will to keep on. Because we don't know his circumstances. He could be completely capable. I'm not going to get into a rant. I can ramble about this shit another day. It's paying it forward, man. Because Theo, dude, you're the best, man, if you're watching this. It's given me a lot of love and light. It's given me a lot of support and a lot of hope. And I'm hoping that by sharing a genuine reaction to what your comments can do over the internet, you got a lot of impact, guys. So I'm going to read all the comments here, and I'll read all of them, but I might not put every single one in the video just for time circumstances. But let's get into these comments here. I'm going to start reading. All right. So the first comment that we have here. By under construction, life isn't measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the number of moments that take your breath away. That's very sweet. That's very, I like it. It's almost Hallmark-esque. Because it's one of those things where some of the most cliche and campy things that we talk about, or little slogans and sayings, are definitely the most relevant, depending on one's life, but and circumstances in life. But I appreciated that under construction, so thank you very much. I appreciate it, man, or woman. I don't know. Maybe that came by a woman, right?
And I'm guessing if you don't get new lungs, it's a breather's ball game out here in the universe.
All right, well, I kind of got interrupted by a call there. No worries, but let's keep moving on here. Mr. JJ Man 2010 here says, it's kind of it's a longer comment. I liked it. I really do appreciate it. The fact that he's coming in with some. He took some time to write something, man. I would just stop. He goes here. I would just stop telling them to stop caring. The way I get confidence is not caring about being judged or whatever. If you just don't care, you don't act weird or uncomfortable. And there definitely is something to be said about that. here he keeps going on to talk about, not to be dark, but dude might not have very long. What's really gonna affect him if some girl just says no to dancing at a bar or doesn't message back on Tinder? You know, just talk to everyone like a normal, down-to-earth person until someone clicks with me. Excuse me. Let go of any rejection or frustration because it just doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? Here he goes on to say, if I knew I only had like 700-ish good days left potentially, I don't think I would sleep. I'd like to think I would be out experiencing anything and everything. Good luck, dude. Hope the transplant goes well. Man, Mr. JJ, man, thank you very much for reaching out and letting me kind of spilling out your heart, telling me what to, some thoughts to kind of feed on. Because you got a great point, man. To give a little bit of backstory or a little bit of explanation of myself, I'm actually very much attuned to that mindset. I'm pretty this id-gaff type of person. I don't really put a lot of stock on what a lot of other people care about. And because I am pretty attuned and aware that I don't have as much time as other people. So for me, and I actually don't really get nervous about talking to a girl, to doing like what's known as a cold approach. And that's not what holds me up. What does hold me up is I look at a woman and I think to myself, I'm not what she wants. And I know, and the problem with that line of thinking is that I'm automatically thinking that I'm not what she wants. And there's reasons as to why I don't feel like I'm what that person wants. Maybe I'm making a judgment on her, maybe how she's dressed or how she carries herself or something. Or I mean, even on me, if I'm just really accountable, I'm just really far from being the person that I would like to be. But, and that's where the confidence aspect gets to affect in these types of scenarios. But to talk about, you know, when you're saying if you had 700 good days left, it's spot on. Like you said, you wouldn't sleep. That's amazing. Dude, I wish I was there with you. I wish I was there with you, man. Unfortunately, what doesn't get across in the call is that, I wish it was basically like, hey guys, I'm pretty much a totally capable person, except for the fact that I need new lungs, you know, and they might expire here in the next 2 years. Man, there's a whole shit house full of other ailments and issues, physically speaking. And one of the biggest ones is that I don't have a lot of stamina or a lot of endurance. I'm not very active, man. I wish I could be. A lot of my friends and family members have been telling me, Mickey, man, your mind is just stronger than your body will take right now. My best friend tells me, he goes, I believe, honestly, dude, I think you're too ambitious. Not to say like you're too ambitious, you need to slow down, but more of like, I want more for myself, but unfortunately right now, these lungs are so beat up that they can't really hold up to what I want. So I'm not saying that as a justification, but you're completely right, man. I gotta do better for myself. I gotta take more chances. And when I do have vitality and stamina, get out there and do you proud, Mr. JJ Man 2010. I think that's one of my favorite comments, for sure. I like that one. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. We got one from Clem Fandango. Oh, man. Jeez, the opening line. Whew, Clem, man, with... This guy doesn't have time for low self-esteem. Make the most of the time you have left. Even if you're looking like a strong candidate for success on a transplant list, just imagine your time is limited and you don't have time. You simply do not have any time to sit around and feel sorry for yourself. Make it happen. You have nothing to lose. You're already terminally ill. Bro, I for some reason I think that's funny. Because it's completely correct. Go hard. Just don't put excess pressure on your health, obviously. And you're right, man. You're right. You're right. I don't got time to be having low self-esteem. Oh, man. And I'm telling you, when I'm healthier, I kind of don't. I shouldn't say I kind of don't. I'm actually pretty... I shared the clip that Theo put out, Trick Lung Mickey, with an ex-girlfriend of mine. A girl that I had dated. I shouldn't really call her an ex-girlfriend, but a girl that her and I were dating last year, and she texted in reply back. She goes, you know, I don't know you to be unconfident to begin with, which is really sweet of her. It's probably because of the fact that anytime that I was with that girl, I was just probably a better person. She probably didn't see that I had my own fragilities, my own weaknesses. But that's another time. I keep rambling on about that stuff. Toasty! Excuse me. You're right. And I don't feel sorry for myself. Kind of past that point. But you're right. What you're saying here, though, make it happen. Make it happen. That's what I gotta start doing. I start taking more action, man. I start taking more action. Because, especially when I am healthy, when I'm sick, a lot of days I just spend inside. It sucks, man. It really does. But, I gotta get... If this is what I want, then make it happen. Let's go to the next one here. Got Alex Person. This is very sweet. This is very sweet. Hey, Mickey. If you're reading this, love you. My thoughts go out to you. Alex Person. I can't really say man or woman. I'm assuming man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Just like a nice little thing like that. That just warms my heart. So thank you. And I encourage you, Alex, to thank you. You seem like a person that you'd say this to your friends and family. So I'm just going to tell you, if you're watching, it's kind of egotistical for me to think that you are. But put it this way. Tell that to someone that's in your life. Please. Which I'm hoping you do. You probably already do. But I would encourage you, if you don't, just take some time. Call a friend. Call your mom, call your dad, whatever it is. And just tell them that's so sweet. And people need to hear those types of things. So thank you. Okay, we're back at it again here. I keep getting calls on my iPhone there, and because I'm filming it with my phone. Calls from the hospital. Hopefully that will desist, and because it's about 5:45 now. Anyway, trying to get these comments, you know. Spread a little bit, pay it forward. Spread a little bit of an inspiration to other people to keep going and being good people. Carlos Angulo here says, Mickey, make the calls. Close the doors you left open. Go for all the things that crossed your mind over the years. I'm not saying prepare to die. Prepare to live, Mickey. The energy you'll need to overcome these things will come from this. Face death so that you end the suffering. Suffering meaning the next 10 to 50 years. It's up to you. Take care, my man. And I want to say thank you very much, Carlos. Wow, that's very encouraging words. You know, over the past couple of years, I have faced quite a bit of just been trying to kind of process this all, man. Because I wasn't super prepared for it. That's another topic I'm not going to get into, but you know, being in, you know, in your late 20s, it's kind of different going through these life circumstances when you're younger, I assume. When you're your later 80s or 70s, let's say. kind of lived your life. You know, I still got young man dreams. Still got young man things that I want to do. And how that kind of pertains to what you're saying over here, Carlos, is that I do want to live. And I think we're moving in the right steps. So thank you. I appreciate it. We have here El Kukuya Ferguson. Probably botched that name like crazy. I apologize for that. Mickey, if you're in these comments, you're the man, bro. Jeez, man. I don't even know if I'm... Thank you. It's very nice of you to say. Just be yourself and start a few conversations. It doesn't got to be smooth or a pickup line or anything. Just try to be the coolest version of yourself. And if you get turned down, it just means she wasn't the right type. Excuse me. Thank you very much, Mr. or Miss Ferguson. I can't really tell, so I'm not going to try to say that first part. Yeah. I think authenticity and being genuine is a very it's a big tenet of mine, so to speak. Yeah, I guess what I mean by that is I'm not looking to impress anybody. Especially, I feel like if you gotta impress the girl who wants to be with you, I mean, you gotta impress him to the extent where it's like, whoa, you know, this guy, I could see myself being with this guy, and that's impressive, so to speak. But more of, I guess all I'm getting at is I am going to continue just to be me, the best person that I can as far as that goes. And, you know, I'm just going to keep going, just like you're saying. Put myself out there maybe a little bit more. And if I get turned down, I definitely understand it. Whew, man, because I've been turned down a lot before. Not like a lot, but I've definitely been turned down before. And I'm no stranger to that. So, keep going. Thank you very much, Mr. or Mrs. Ferguson. And I think that's it. I mean, there are a lot. I pretty much read through all the comments here. Well, those were ones that were very notable for me on my end. So, that kind of just wraps it up here, man. Really appreciate everybody who's reached out. And the utmost gratitude and appreciation towards Mr. Theo Vaughn and his team. Chris is in there, and I know he's got a couple of other guys that help him out. Don't forget about them. Don't sleep on them, man. You know, so thank you guys. It means a lot. And hey, you know, if you're interested in Mickey's life and what's going on with me, I'm gonna be putting up videos here at least once or twice a week, talking about my life and kind of the struggles and stuff that I go through. Who knows? Maybe you might find it interesting. So if you are so inclined to check it out. Anyways, guys, thank you again for all that have reached out. It's given me so much light and hope for the world. The hope for my life, in all honesty, it's just continued to push me further to fight. Because what I'm going through is kind of tough. On a physical end and a mental end. So, thank you again. And I hope you well.